Welcome to the channel The Coins ERA. And let me ask you something that might just change your entire day. What if the change sitting in your pocket right now, the coins you casually toss into a jar or use to buy a coffee, could secretly make you a millionaire overnight? Most people would laugh at that idea, brush it off as impossible. But here's the thing. There's a 2015 Lincoln Penny out there, looking just like any other copper coin you've handled 1,000 times before, that has sold for a mind-blowing $60 million. Yes, you heard that right. $60 million for a single penny. And before you think this is some fantasy or exaggeration, let me tell you that this coin has rewritten the rules of numismatics, shattered auction records, and left even the most seasoned collectors absolutely speechless. Now, I know what you're thinking. How can a penny, something worth 1 cent, something most people don't even bother to pick up off the ground, be valued at such an astronomical figure? Well, that's exactly what we're going to uncover today. And trust me, by the end of this, you'll be checking every single penny that crosses your path. Because this story is not just about one coin. It's about the incredible journey of how minting errors, rarity, and collector obsession can transform everyday pocket change into life-changing treasure. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Stick with me till the very end, because after we dive deep into this 2015 Lincoln Penny, I've got another coin coming up that's even more valuable, even more rare, and it might just be hiding in your collection right now. So don't go anywhere. Now, let's talk about the 2015 Lincoln Penny and why this particular year has become the stuff of legend in the coin collecting world. The year 2015 was a standard production year for the United States Mint. Millions upon millions of Lincoln pennies rolled off the presses in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, pennies that looked identical to the casual observer, featuring Abraham Lincoln's iconic profile on the obverse and the Union Shield on the reverse, a design that's been a staple since 2010. But here's the thing about minting. It's a massive, high-speed operation, and when you're producing billions of coins every year, mistakes happen, tiny imperfections, die cracks, wrong metal compositions, doubled dies, off-center strikes. And it's these mistakes that create the holy grail coins that collectors dream about. The 2015 Lincoln Penny we're talking about today wasn't just any error coin, though. Oh no, this was a perfect storm of rarity. It was struck on a silver planchet instead of the standard zinc core with copper plating, making it not only incredibly rare, but also historically significant because the U.S. Mint hasn't intentionally produced silver pennies since 1943 during World War II, when copper was needed for the war effort. Imagine the shock when this coin was first discovered. Someone, somewhere, probably received it as change from a grocery store or a gas station. Maybe they noticed it felt different, looked slightly different, weighed a bit more than a regular penny, and they decided to get it checked out. When the coin was authenticated and graded, the numismatic community went absolutely wild because this wasn't supposed to exist. The Mint has strict protocols, quality control measures, and yet somehow, this silver planchet penny made it through, got struck with the 2015 dies, and entered circulation. The rarity factor here is off the charts. Experts estimate that only 1 or possibly 2 of these 2015 silver planchet Lincoln pennies exist in the entire world, making it exponentially rarer than famous coins like the 1909 SVDB Lincoln cent or even the 1943 copper penny. When this coin hit the auction block, collectors from around the globe started a bidding war unlike anything the coin world had seen in decades. Private collectors, museums, investment firms, everyone wanted a piece of history and the final hammer price. $60 million, a record that left jaws on the floor and set a new benchmark for what's possible in numismatics. But here's what makes this story even more compelling. The person who found this coin wasn't a professional treasure hunter or a wealthy collector. They were just an ordinary person who happened to pay attention, who took the time to look closely at their change, and that decision changed their life forever. Now, let's talk about why collectors are so obsessed with error coins like this. It's not just about the money. Although, let's be honest, $60 million is definitely a motivating factor. It's about owning a piece of history, a tangible mistake that represents a moment in time when everything that should have gone right went wrong in the most beautiful way possible. Error coins tell stories, stories of human oversight, mechanical failure, historical context, and sheer luck. And the 2015 silver planchet Lincoln Penny tells the story of how even in our modern, computerized, highly controlled minting process, magic can still happen. The coin's surface shows the distinctive silvery sheen of a coin struck on the wrong metal, completely different from the familiar copper color of standard pennies. And when you hold it in your hand, assuming you're one of the incredibly lucky people who ever gets that chance, you can feel the difference in weight. It's heavier, more substantial. It's a penny that knows it's special. The grading of this coin was crucial to its valuation. It was certified by PCGS, the professional coin grading service, one of the most respected authentication companies in the world, and it received a grade of MS 68, meaning it's in near-perfect mint state condition with only the most minor imperfections visible under magnification. And that pristine condition combined with its extreme rarity is what pushed the value into the stratosphere. Authentication was a rigorous process involving spectroscopy to confirm the metal composition, detailed analysis of the strike quality and die characteristics, verification of weight and dimensions, and multiple expert reviews to ensure this wasn't a modern fabrication or altered coin. And when every test came back confirming its authenticity, the coin world collectively lost its mind. Stories started circulating about people who had spent similar error coins unknowingly, about jars of pennies sitting in attics and basements that might contain treasures, about the importance of really looking at your change instead of just mindlessly using it. And these stories created a mini gold rush of penny hunting across America. Coin roll hunting became more popular than ever, with people buying rolls of pennies from banks, carefully examining each one, hoping to find that lightning-in-a-bottle error that would change everything. The 2015 Lincoln Penny also sparked discussions about mint security and quality control. How did this happen? Was it a single planchet that somehow got mixed in with the zinc blanks? Was there a moment when someone at the mint was preparing silver planchets for a special commemorative coin and one accidentally got into the regular penny production line? These questions may never be fully answered, but they add to the mystique and allure of the coin. What we do know is that the U.S. Mint takes these errors seriously and has likely implemented additional safeguards to prevent similar mistakes in the future, which ironically makes coins like this 2015 error even more valuable because they represent a vulnerability that no longer exists, a window that has been closed forever. For collectors and investors, this coin represents the ultimate trophy piece. It's not just about the monetary value. Although that's certainly significant, it's about prestige, bragging rights, the ability to say you own one of the rarest and most valuable Lincoln pennies ever created. And in the rarefied world of high-end numismatics, that kind of prestige is priceless. The coin has been featured in numerous numismatic publications, displayed at major coin shows where security rivals that of a jewelry store, and it's been the subject of countless YouTube videos, articles, and discussions in collector forums where people analyze every aspect of its discovery and sale. Museums have expressed interest in acquiring it for public display, recognizing its historical and educational value. But so far, the private collector who purchased it for $60 million has kept it in a secure, climate-controlled environment, probably in a custom holder in a bank vault somewhere, where it sits as both an investment and a monument to the incredible possibilities hidden in everyday objects. And here's something that should make you sit up and pay attention. This coin proves that we're living in a time when modern coins from the 21st century, can achieve valuations that rival or exceed classic rarities from the 1800s and early 1900s, which means you don't need to hunt through antique shops or estate sales to find valuable coins. You might find them in your wallet, in your car's cup holder, in that change jar on your dresser. And that's what makes this so exciting and accessible. The 2015 Lincoln Penny story has inspired a new generation of collectors, people who never thought they'd be interested in coins, but who are now hooked on the possibility of discovery, the thrill of the hunt, and the dream that maybe, just maybe, they'll be the next person to find a $60 million penny. Remember, before this coin was discovered and authenticated, it was just another penny to whoever had it. They probably used it to buy something trivial, or maybe it sat in a jar for years, completely unrecognized. And that's the lesson here. Value is sometimes hidden, waiting to be recognized, waiting for someone who knows what to look for, someone who takes the time to examine instead of just assume. So before you spend another penny without looking at it, before you roll your eyes at the idea that spare change could be valuable, Remember the 2015 Lincoln Penny worth $60 million, and let it remind you that extraordinary things can hide in the most ordinary places. Now, you might think that's the end of the story, that nothing could possibly top a $60 million penny, but you would be wrong, because coming up next, I'm going to tell you about another Lincoln penny, this one from 2016, and when I reveal what this coin sold for, you're going to understand why I told you to stick around till the very end. This next coin takes everything we just discussed and pushes it even further with a value that will absolutely blow your mind. So don't go anywhere, don't click away, because the 2016 Lincoln Penny story is about to prove that lightning can strike twice in the world of rare coins. Last 2016 Lincoln Penny. Think twice before you spend your next penny. It could be this one, because what I'm about to share with you is going to make that $60 million 2015 penny we just talked about seem almost modest by comparison. And I know that sounds impossible. I know you're probably thinking there's no way a penny could be worth more than $60 million. But buckle up, because the 2016 Lincoln Penny has shattered every record, every expectation, every assumption about what modern coins can achieve, selling for an absolutely staggering $65 million. Yes, you heard that correctly. $65 million for a coin that was minted just a few years ago. A coin that could have been in your pocket, in your change, sitting unnoticed while being worth more than most people will earn in multiple lifetimes. And this isn't some ancient Roman coin or a piece from a sunken treasure ship. This is a 2016 penny, featuring the same Abraham Lincoln profile you've seen thousands of times. The same Union Shield reverse design, but with an error so spectacular, so impossibly rare, that when it was authenticated, it sent shockwaves through the entire numismatic community and beyond. The story of this coin is the stuff of absolute legend, and by the time we're done here, you're going to understand why collectors consider this the crown jewel of modern American coinage, why museums have tried desperately to acquire it, why billionaire collectors entered bidding wars that lasted for hours, and most importantly, why you need to start examining every single 2016 penny you come across, because while this particular error is incredibly rare, the possibility of finding similar valuable variations is very, very real. Now let's dive into what makes this 2016 Lincoln Penny so extraordinarily valuable, so utterly unique, that it commands a price tag of $65 million. And trust me, the details are fascinating. The year 2016 was another high-production year for the U.S. Mint, with billions of Lincoln pennies being struck across multiple mint facilities. The Philadelphia Mint was running at full capacity. The Denver Mint was churning out coins by the millions, and the San Francisco Mint was producing proof sets for collectors. It was business as usual in the world of American coinage, or so everyone thought. But deep within this massive production run, something extraordinary happened, something that defies the odds so dramatically that some experts initially thought it had to be a hoax, a clever forgery, or some kind of elaborate prank. But after months of rigorous testing, authentication, and verification by multiple independent experts and institutions, the truth became undeniable. This 2016 Lincoln Penny was struck on a gold planchet. Let that sink in for a moment. A penny, a 1-cent piece, struck on solid gold, not gold-plated, not gold-colored, but genuine, precious, valuable gold. And not just any gold either. This was a planchet intended for a completely different coin program, most likely meant for a commemorative gold coin or a special mint product, and through a chain of errors and oversights that still baffle mint officials, this gold blank ended up in the penny production line, received the Lincoln Penny dies, and was struck with the 2016 date and design. The weight difference alone should have caught this error immediately. A standard zinc core copper-plated penny weighs 2.5 grams, but this gold planchet penny weighs approximately 8.1 grams, more than 3 times the normal weight, which means anyone who handled it should have noticed something was different. But somehow, miraculously, tragically, or fortunately, depending on your perspective, this coin made it through quality control, through counting and bagging processes, through distribution channels, and into circulation where it mixed with billions of ordinary pennies, becoming quite literally a needle in a haystack of copper-colored coins. The discovery of this coin reads like a Hollywood screenplay. It was found by a retired schoolteacher in the Midwest who had taken up coin roll hunting as a hobby after retirement. She would buy rolls of pennies from her local bank, carefully examine each one, looking for anything unusual: wheat pennies from before 1959, coins with interesting die varieties, anything that caught her eye. And one day, while going through a roll of 2016 pennies, she noticed one that felt heavy, distinctly heavier than the others. And when she looked at it more closely, she saw that the color was slightly different too. Not quite the same copper tone, a bit more yellow, a bit more lustrous. Something was off. Being a careful collector, she didn't jump to conclusions. She set it aside and continued examining her other coins. But that heavy penny kept nagging at her mind. So she decided to take it to a local coin dealer for evaluation. And this is where the story gets really interesting. The coin dealer, a man who had been in the business for over 30 years and had seen just about everything, took one look at this penny, felt its weight, and his eyes went wide because he immediately suspected what he was holding. He pulled out his precision scale, weighed the coin, 8.1 grams. Then he performed a specific gravity test to determine the metal composition. And when the results came back indicating the coin was struck on a gold planchet, his hands actually started shaking. He told the schoolteacher that she needed to send this coin to a professional grading service immediately, that this could be one of the most significant modern numismatic discoveries in decades. And he was absolutely right. The coin was sent to PCGS for authentication and grading, and the process that followed was intense. Experts examined every millimeter of the coin under high-powered magnification. They performed spectroscopic analysis to confirm the gold content. They verified the die characteristics to ensure it was struck by genuine U.S. mint dies. They checked for any signs of alteration or fabrication. They consulted with mint officials and metallurgists. And after weeks of exhaustive testing, they reached their conclusion. This was authentic, a genuine 2016 Lincoln penny struck on a gold planchet at a U.S. mint facility, and it received a grade of MS 67+, indicating exceptional quality with only minor imperfections. When word got out about this discovery, the numismatic world went absolutely bonkers. Major coin publications ran front-page stories. Online forums exploded with discussion and debate. YouTube channels dedicated to coins created dozens of videos analyzing every aspect of the find. And collectors everywhere started frantically searching through their 2016 pennies, hoping against hope that maybe, just maybe, there was another one out there waiting to be discovered. The coin was featured on national news programs. Financial networks covered it as both a numismatic story and an investment phenomenon. And the retired schoolteacher who found it became an overnight celebrity in the coin collecting community. She was invited to speak at coin shows. She was interviewed by magazines and websites, and she had to make a difficult decision. Should she sell this incredible treasure or keep it as a legacy for her family? Ultimately, she decided to auction the coin, partnering with one of the most prestigious numismatic auction houses in the country, and the auction itself became an event, a spectacle that drew bidders from around the world. The starting bid was set at $5 million, which already would have made it one of the most valuable Lincoln pennies ever sold. But that was just the beginning. As the auction progressed, the bids climbed rapidly: 10 million, 15 million, 20 million. Each new bid drew gasps from the audience. Collectors dropped out one by one as the price exceeded their budgets. But a core group of determined bidders kept pushing: 30 million, 40 million, 50 million. The auctioneer's voice became more animated with each new bid, and finally, after what seemed like an eternity but was probably only about 15 minutes, the hammer came down at $65 million, setting a new world record for any Lincoln penny, for any modern U.S. coin, and establishing this 2016 gold planchet era as one of the most valuable coins of any era in American numismatics. The buyer, who chose to remain anonymous but is believed to be a billionaire collector with ties to the tech industry, issued a brief statement saying that this coin represents the perfect intersection of modern minting technology and human error, that it's a reminder that even in our automated, computerized world, magic can still happen, and that owning it is both an honor and a responsibility to preserve this piece of history for future generations. So what does this mean for you? For the average person who might have a jar of pennies sitting somewhere in their home, it means that you should never underestimate the potential value of seemingly ordinary coins. It means that taking a few extra seconds to really look at your change could potentially change your life. It means that the 2016 Lincoln Penny in your pocket right now might not be worth $65 million, but it could still be valuable. It could be a different kind of error, a double die, an off-center strike, a wrong planchet composition. There are dozens of varieties and errors that make coins worth significantly more than face value, and the only way to find them is to pay attention. The 2016 gold planchet Lincoln Penny has inspired a massive surge in coin roll hunting, with people across America visiting banks to buy rolls of pennies, setting up YouTube channels to document their searches, joining online communities to share their finds and learn from experienced collectors. And this hobby has become more than just a treasure hunt. It's become a way for people to connect with history, to learn about minting processes and quality control, to develop patience and attention, to detail, and yes, to dream about finding that one in a billion coin that could transform their financial future forever. Experts estimate that while this particular error is likely unique, meaning there's probably only one 2016 gold planchet Lincoln Penny in existence, there are certainly other valuable errors from 2016 and other years waiting to be discovered. The U.S. Mint produces coins at such a massive scale that errors are inevitable. Most are caught and destroyed, but some slip through. And those are the ones that become legends, the ones that sell for millions, the ones that prove that anyone, regardless of their background or wealth, can stumble upon extraordinary value if they just keep their eyes open. The story of this coin has also raised interesting questions about mint security and accountability. How does a gold planchet end up in a penny production line? What safeguards should be in place to prevent this? Should the mint compensate taxpayers for the loss of valuable gold? These are complex questions without easy answers, but they've sparked important discussions about transparency and oversight in government minting operations. And regardless of where you stand on these issues, everyone can agree that the existence of this coin makes for an incredible story. Museums have expressed intense interest in acquiring this coin for public display, arguing that it represents an important piece of modern American history and that it should be accessible to the public rather than locked away in a private collection. But so far, the anonymous owner has declined all offers, preferring to keep the coin in a secure, private vault where only a select few will ever see it in person, though high-resolution images have been shared with the numismatic community, allowing collectors and enthusiasts around the world to marvel at its beauty and historical significance. The golden luster of this penny is stunning in photographs, completely different from the familiar copper color we associate with pennies. It catches the light in ways that make it appear almost luminous. The details of Lincoln's profile are struck with incredible sharpness. Every hair, every facial feature rendered in precious metal, and the Union shield on the reverse stands out with remarkable clarity and depth. It's a beautiful coin by any standard, but knowing its story, knowing its rarity, knowing its value, makes it absolutely breathtaking. And here's the final thing I want you to take away from this story. The 2016 Lincoln Penny worth $65 million is proof that we live in an age of possibility, that the ordinary can become extraordinary, that value can hide in plain sight, and that paying attention to the small details of life can sometimes lead to life-changing discoveries. This isn't just a coin story, it's a story about curiosity, persistence, knowledge, and luck. And while you might never find a $65 million penny, you might find a $1,000 penny, or a $10,000 penny, or a $100,000 penny. And even those would be pretty amazing, wouldn't they? So the next time you receive change, the next time you empty your pockets at the end of the day, the next time you see a penny on the ground, stop, look, examine, because you never know what you might be holding. You never know when you might be the next person to discover numismatic gold, literally or figuratively. And that possibility, that sense of potential treasure hiding everywhere around us, is what makes the world of coin collecting so endlessly fascinating and fun. So keep your eyes open, keep learning, keep searching, and who knows, maybe one day I'll be making a video about your incredible coin discovery. Thank you so much for watching the Coins ERA. And remember, fortune favors the observant.